Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I want to talk about something that's as it relates to the Deontay Wilder Dominic Breazeale fight that I touched on at the airport. Um, and I want to talk about Dominic Breazeale for a moment. Um, Obviously, he deserves all the credit in the world for going into the ring, uh, contesting Deontay Wilder and all the above. That's not what I want to talk about in this video, so I don't want to get that message convoluted with the point I want to make. You know, Dominic Breazeale, his energy as it relates to this whole campaign for the year and a half, and I interviewed him one time, uh, a fairly long interview, maybe about 10 minutes. It was a fight out in Lancaster or something like that. He was doing the commentating for Fox, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Gerald Washington was on that card, and he was kind of pompous, and I thought nothing of it. The reason why I thought nothing of it because I thought that he had every right to be that way as it relates to him wanting and desiring the heavyweight championship strap versus Deontay Wilder, and that was this summer. No, oh damn, that was last year. My gosh, that was over a year ago, and uh, and as the temperature grew on this fight, he began to be more and more pompous and more like disrespectful as it relates to Deontay Wilder, which is not the point I want to make. The What I'm getting at is he distances himself from the culture, like how he talked and the tone in which he talked and how he put words and pronouns and adjectives together. He made it seem like he was a white collar black man who people who are blue collar black men have no right to even ask him a question, have no right to even engage with him, or more importantly, aren't even on the same level as him physically and intellectually. And that's where it started to grow. And I saw it. I saw it leading into it, but he's fighting Deontay Wilder. So I thought, honestly, he's a huge underdog against Deontay Wilder. No big deal. He's just going to destroy him and erase him, you know, uh, which he did. But prior to that, he made the comment, which I watched it live in my living room, probably in the exact same spot where I'm doing this video. And he said, I didn't understand him because I didn't have an urban dictionary. And that literally, that tone, that energy, and that voice bothered me a great deal. This is why I always get out of the way of other black men doing it their way. We may be going to the same direction, same destination, but I purposely, and sometimes it's hard. I'm human. Sometimes I believe my way is the best way, right? But I purposely, intentionally, and sometimes have a hard time doing it. Get out of the way of black men on their route to Mecca, if you get the analogy, right? And uh, Dominic Breazeale believes that in that statement, men like me who've been poor. I told you guys I was poor 75% of my life. You know, and and to quote Deontay Wilder, I still know the price of milk. I don't separate myself from no one in this culture. I have moments of arrogance? Do I have moments of my ego takes the forefront? Yeah, I'm human. I'm very proud of my accomplishments. Uh, but I will say this: 99.9% of the time, I'm building a platform at the top of my mountain. And Dominic Breazeale believes that the peak on his mountain must be above everyone else's peak. And I took exception to that. I don't believe that no black man's journey is greater than the next man's. Do people do it a better way? Do people get better accolades? Yes, I just celebrated Malcolm X's birthday yesterday, so I understand that. Do they accomplish more? Absolutely, Malcolm X. And it disheartened me for him to say that about Deontay Wilder. And you guys say, oh, it's not about Deontay Wilder. It's the profile in which he denigrated. You know, if you would have talked to me at 25, although I had a college degree, I was still like, I still talked rather urban. I may have had a, a greater grasp of I was reading a lot then, more so now. I have two kids now, so I definitely don't have the time to read as much as I would have loved to in my 20s, but I was reading a lot, so I had a greater grasp of the English language. Yet, I was still a nigga in my mind. And and two to that, my cousins didn't go to college. I have uncles who, I'm telling you, my family financially is hard work in the naval fields in the Tidewater area. My family, and I say this as emotionally as I can, our financial stability, a great part of that has to do with the naval yard in Norfolk, Virginia. And I take exception of people who say, I genuinely take exception, great exception, when a black man berates another black man because of his status symbol. You know, Sidebar, go listen to Status Symbol by Nipsey Hussle, Status Symbol 3 on the Victory Lap. And it bothers me because I'm on this plight. You know, there are a lot of fighters in boxing who believe that they are above the fray. Yeah, we get a little arrogant. Yeah, you have the right to be that way. I I listen. I'm not taking exception to that, but when you believe it as a mindset, as a life mantra, it bothers me. And I genuinely believe, um, um, as Tim Hardaway accepts the invitation to the NBA Finals on behalf of the Golden State Warriors, Mr. Crossover, you know what I mean? And his Miami Heat days versus my New York Knicks are epic. But um, I take exception to that, man. And I don't believe, honestly, I say this and many of you have met me in real life. The first thing I'm going to do is shake your hand, hug you. I don't give a fuck what kind of job you have. I've never asked the person on first meeting, well, what do you do for a living? I don't give a fuck. Can we talk about boxing? Can we talk about how we can elevate the culture? I don't I don't give a flying, I don't care. As a matter of fact, if you know me, I eliminate money in friendship anyway. I pay. I don't. I willingly pay for everything. I eliminate that. I don't even want money to be a part of the equation in terms of my friendships with anybody. So I did that from day one. I think that our culture need to connect on a spiritual level. And I think we're doing a great, I genuinely believe the LDBC does a great job at that. Uh, um, I genuinely believe that. I can tell by the spirit in which how everyone is moving. Uh, I think that Dominic Breazeale needs some cultural relations. If that, and it's not even that, it's in them. Our ancestors have given us this spirit, has cultivated this spirit. So I know it's in him. But I genuinely wanted to interview him, and I literally walked by him walking into the Marriott Hotel. I was literally about 5 feet away. He was smoking a Cuban, and he was hanging with his boys, and he was very comfortable, and there was about 6 or 7 guys around him. And I believe he deserved the moment. He was in camp for 12 weeks. He deserved that moment after the fight to be amongst his friends and not have a little guy like me pandering him for questions. So I digress my urge to want to ask and get information. I literally and so I said I will wait for a later time. And he's out of LA, and I will share my sentiments with him. This video will be in a monologue as to Dominic Breazeale. Um, uh, um, Moving forward. Um, See, personally, I don't know who's right and who's wrong in that instance. I wasn't there. So it's Deontay's Wilder's word versus Dominic Breazeale. I don't care about that. Since I was rooting for Deontay Wilder, did that encourage me to hear him speak emphatically about what happened? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I wasn't there. And obviously the best, it was very apparent the best man won Saturday night. But what I don't like, and what you arguably will never hear on this channel, you know what I mean? I don't is denigrating another black man because of his social status. Get the I mean, or find who care? I mean, who cares? At the end of the day, who care? Who genuinely cares? I think people are uh, when people say I got more than you. I mean, if you shooting the shit playing dominoes with your niggas, yeah, that's cool. But in a public forum, when it's inherently coming from your soul, coming from your spirit, I think it's disgusting. Am I gonna talk shit and gloat a little bit about my accomplishments on this YouTube channel? You're damn right I am. You have and you have every right to, but it doesn't come from a hateful space. I believe Dominic Breazeale was coming from a hateful space. And I would love for this to be a lesson learned. You understand what I'm saying? I hopefully we all can grow from this. Because I have great friends who have great money and have great accomplishments. I'm literally the smallest guy in many rooms I'm in. They don't treat me like I'm unequal than them. I want to be the worst person amongst my five greatest friends. I desire to be that. My ego is not big enough where I can't ask questions, or um, I when I was in college and my early 20s, I competed against others. I was still in my selfish phase. I was still in like it was all about me phase. And as you get older, you realize that you're literally in a one person race. You're literally you and your shadow have to put their best foot forward, literally, figuratively, spiritually. And the tone in which he spewed that hatred was just disgusting. you know, and um, uh, and I can tell because my Instagram and my DM and my Instagram. And for those of you who think I'm speaking for me, I'm not speaking for me as it relates to this topic. I'm speaking to all the quiet subscribers, all the people who don't subscribe to my channel, who felt pain, who was angry, who was literally angry. So you mean to tell me my cousin, who did 20 years in prison, can't open up a barbershop and talk how he want to talk because he's a felon? Because maybe Dominic Breazeale doesn't understand the dialect in which he speaks, or don't have the desire, or more importantly, believes he's beneath him? You mean to tell me Ma- Malcolm Little has no chance at being Malcolm X? You either have to be MLK, born into it, graduate from college at 16, and that's the only way. That's the only way we can be successful. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you have a burning desire to be a white man's first, oh man, I'm gonna be the first this, I'm gonna be the first that. You're gonna be the first. Who gives a fuck? It's an accomplishment. I'm not denouncing your accomplishments. But if you don't own your accomplishments, what is it for? For real, for real. I don't value my college degree anymore at all. I mean, genuine. You guys hear me speak. I don't value it at all. I graduated with a 2.53 GPA. I hustled my way through college. I cheated on 80% of my tests. I had girls upon girls typing the majority of my papers. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was like this brainiac and I'm this most. I hustled my way through college the same way some of my niggas hustled through the hood and bought their first house. You know what I mean? The same way some of my niggas had a laundromat and had a quote unquote small business and washed their drug money in the hood. You know what I mean? Or the same way this Nipsey Hussle became a rap mogul. You know, same way Master P sold drugs. You know, who I've had a portion of my life was spent around Master P. You know, and um, so you mean to tell me Master P is not welcome to sit on the same dais as Dominic Breazeale? Come on, man. Not all of us are born polished. Remember, this is the first generation of quote a free black man. The first 1968, 1965, 1965, the Civil Rights Act bill was signed. 65, you know, and then it has to penetrate the market space, which is called America. So nothing gets done to after the Vietnam War, realistically, you know. So mid 70s, and Nixon is the president, so only God knows, you know. So um, I just let this be a note to all of us. I don't care who we are. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you're a doctor. I don't care if you're a deacon in the church and you work at a car wash. I don't care if you're an Uber driver or a property owner like myself, or, um, you know, you drive 18 wheelers for a living. We are all connected in the spirit of our ancestors. And I genuinely think it's important that we have clarity as it relates to our mission statement. Our mission statement is for us to be self reliant, independent, and codependent as it relates to nourishing the culture. All right. And I don't care if you have a Rolls Royce or you catch the bus every day. As long as you're going in the right direction, that's mostly what matters. Okay. This is a message out of love. I It hurt me to the core when I heard that, because it made you know, I'm considered, according to quote unquote America standards, a well polished black man, articulate black man. I slapped this, you know, I spiritually slap the shit out of white people who say, "Oh man, you're a deception." If a white bro, I look forward. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, and feel free to set me up, my white subscribers. I don't care. I look forward to moments like that when a white man says, "Oh, you're so intelligent." So you mean to tell me my cousin's stupid? You mean to tell me my black men who didn't go to college are not adequate enough to have a conversation with you? You know, I don't take those compliments and say, "Oh, wear it with pride." You know, I don't. I had to grow into this. I'm not saying I was at 21, 22. I took great pride in my college degree at 22. You get what I'm saying? I took great pride in being able to handle a basketball and put it in between my legs, right, left, pull up for the jump shot. I took great pride in that. You understand what I'm saying? But I had to grow into this. You know, I'm a 41-year-old man now. I've had a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, and I didn't know the truth. I didn't fully grasp and understand the truth when I was in my 20s. So I'm understanding that it is a process to get there. And that's the bottom line. If I'm right or wrong, I just know I'm not going to disrespect another black man like that. Like, and I know the immediate knee-jerk reaction to this is, what about Jamel Charlo and Tony Harrison? I didn't consider that disrespect. I consider that talking shit. Y'all just got a free ticket to watch it. That's how we interact when we don't like each other. He challenged him as a man. He didn't challenge him and say, "I'm more black than you," which is what Dominic Breazeale did. I'm a better black man than you. Look at all these white people that like me and don't like you. Come on, man. I'm so beyond that. I'm so beyond that. It is despicable to me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't go to my family. Listen, can I be real with you guys? I'm arguably, I don't know, in the top 10% in terms of wealth in my family. I don't go to my family reunion and be like, "Listen, nigga, I'm probably got more money." Nigga, the first thing, man, I eliminate money in most acts. I mean, for real, ask people in the LDBC. I eliminate money immediately. I don't want money to be an issue of us interacting at all. I don't, you know, I, and that comes from the heart. It doesn't come from like me thinking I'm better than you. I just want us to be friends. I just want us to live. I just want us to coexist and grow. You understand? I think it's flat out disgusting because some of the greatest things I have learned in life, for real, has come from people that are far richer than me. And imagine, like, I had a friend named Reginald Sampson, right? One of the greatest black men that I know physically, right? Uh, he made what I make in a month, what I would make in a year, basically, right? And I had my training business. I was in Whittier. This man supported me, gave me more wise words in that time in which I needed. You understand what I'm saying? I uh, I was a person that could. You done? Okay, I'll come down in a second. Let me finish this video. And
Daddy, the videos all day.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Out here laughing.
So go cut the TV off downstairs. So can I finish this video, please? Can you go cut the TV off so I can go to bed and say our prayers?
Oh.
So, anyways,
I don't want to say prayers.
Well, we gotta talk to Daddy. So, where am I? And yeah, Reginald Sampson, great man, doctor. Um, I'm just a kid with a college degree with a training business. I'm arguably, according to Dominic Breazeale, I am underperforming. I am underachieving. I am not living up to my college degree standards on paper, right? Do I have the ability to do greater? Absolutely. Financially, I probably wasn't in the best phase state of my life, because at the time I was just training. I wasn't teaching and training. So that basically took a great percentage of my income from not teaching, right? And I had to rebound and grow it back. And but imagine if he said, you know what, Fred? You're just a trainer. Ah, you're just a piece of shit. Basically, come train me and go home. But he took the time to nurture me. He took the time to converse with me. You understand what I'm saying? He invested in my first film. He invested in my campaign in Whittier. He didn't have to. Every seed that he planted in me, I value now to this day. And I'm forever grateful. You know, um, so many. Like I had a seventh grade teacher who invested in me. I thought he was like the king of the universe. Darren Early. When I was at Horseman, I thought this man was God. I was like, man, you know, all men who are greater than me, since this is a boxing channel, Sam Watson, the wealth that he's accumulated, his the amount of people that he know, come on, man. I just think it's utterly disgusting, man. I just think it's utterly disgusting when a man believes he's better than another man because of how people perceive him and he believes he's smarter and great. I don't like that shit. I genuinely don't. You know, as I said, you have the right to have moments of it, to joke around with it, have fun with it. You know what I mean? But for real, I'm. Anyways, man, you guys get my point. So barbershop conversations, man. I genuinely love y'all, like from the depths of me. I, uh, I, man, let's have a great end of spring and have a great summer. I don't know what your personal goals are. Uh, I don't know what you want to accomplish this summer. Get it accomplished times two. Empower someone. You know, just your presence is enough sometimes. But take it a step further. I'm gonna challenge myself. Take it a step further. You know, I, you gotta love the love. And it's hard in this society. It's easy to be selfish. Our bills got to get paid. You know, if this mortgage payment don't get paid on this house, I'm asked out. You know, and everything adds up inch by inch by inch. I lived in a small apartment till I was late 20s, early 30s. You know what I mean? For real, I'm being honest. Like I didn't value the ownership. I valued stacking money, making money, stacking money. That's what I valued. I didn't value property. I didn't value that. So growth. Just imagine if Derek didn't teach me about property. I honestly wouldn't be worth what I'm worth without the application of the knowledge and him forcing me to do it. You know, did I have the money to do it? Yes. Did I have the information to do it? I just needed someone to push me off the ledge. That's all. And he forced me to push me off the ledge. We went and had breakfast. I tell you the realest story. We went and had breakfast in Beverly Hills. It was a black-owned jazz brunch spot in Beverly Hills. What was the name of the spot? You, some of you guys know have been there, and I'm drawing a blank on. We went there on a Sunday afternoon, and he gave me the blueprint. This is years ago, and I says, he says, this is how you do it, and it will work. Uh, and it did. He knew the money I was making in training. I'm 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 real honest with my friends in terms of what I have and what I don't have. I don't lie and say, well, I have this, I have that. What's the point? You understand? And he says, well, if you have this, you can do B. If you have B, you can do C. And he mapped out the game plan. And years later, it's working. Um, it's actually the opposite in which I was thinking. I thought you stack money. No, you stack assets. You stack ascending assets. And I needed someone to push me off the ledge. This man is worth $20 million today. Imagine if he would have said, nah, Fred, nah, you're just a little nigga. Nah, just go on and look. But he took the time and explained it to me. So that's why I say people who are in elite positions, that's why I love and respect Deontay Wilder, because he's in an elite position and he still knows the price of milk, right? That's what he said. And that's why you guys listen to Trill Boxing Talk every day, right? Because here you have two successful black men uh, giving their information and not talking above us. You know, that's why we listen every day. That's why we smash the like button. Man, we gotta we gotta call that smash button the Alabama Slammer, Deontay Wilder's right hand or something. You know what I mean? He deserves it. So, anyways, man, this is out of love, man. All right, and like, believe you with this, Blue Blood is a far better man than I can ever be. Y'all don't hang around with him. He is, man, his character is on point. You understand? That's why friendships should exceed money. I listen to Blue Blood talk sometimes, and I'll be like, damn, man, I just want to be as good of a man as he is. He has a genuine spirit. And I say this, I don't have to kiss no one's ass, you know? And that's where we should be as a culture. You understand what I'm saying? Where we can be vulnerable, where we can be honest. Like I'm real honest with Blue Blood when I'm around him, you know. And I listen to how he intently listens to me and has answers for me. Imagine if every relationship I had was geared on social status. I have no social status when I go to boxing. I'm in sweats, t-shirts, and a sweater with an Android for a camera. Do I have? I have a 5D Canon. You know what I mean? But in the competition that we're in, y'all don't want me to wait 3 hours to get to my hotel room, 4 hours in my hotel room to upload the information. Y'all want that shit now. If you go to my old videos, they were all on my Canon 5D. It looked beautiful. It looked that. I look like a bum when I'm covering these fights. You know what I mean? I'm hungry. I'm exhausted. Like this is real life. So imagine if you gauge people on what they look like and where they at. You know what I mean? Cut that shit out, man. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just not built like that, man. Can we help each other? If you looked at Nipsey Hussle, if you saw him, you would think he's a thug, right? But the nigga owns Slauson and Crenshaw. Come on, man. It's. Or you looked at Master P. You listen to how Master P talk. Master P doesn't. I mean, he's Master P, according to Dominic Breazeale, doesn't even speak English. Come on, man. Man, 30 minutes. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, man. Aspire to inspire. You know, that's the final message today. All right. And love your culture, man. Never put yourself above the culture. Never put yourself above the fray. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon.